Welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review, episode number 30. Yep, 30. This time I'm doing the 298th episode of the anime in the silent time. Yep. Episode starts off with the conclusion of the fight between Loxus and Wall, where Loxus beats him thanks to, well, Wall healing him of his barnacle particles problem he had from the Tartarus arc. Yep, that's finally gone. Yeah, he beats him in the first 5 minutes of the episode. We cut back to Fairy Tail Guildhall, where Mavis is basically, of course, everyone's getting an update what's going on. Oh yeah, there's also a flashback during the course of the fight during the fight between Wall and Loxus, where it apparently takes place during one of the OVAs. Yes, one of the OVAs that were never dubbed. I spoke to Hypercore about this. Not even he knows why these things weren't dubbed. Yeah, the OVA is basically what the Fairy Tail Guild were doing on their day off when they're not at the Magical Gathering. It's when they're at the water park. Yep, and you have Loxus talking to Mavis in his flashback, and how he's very similar to that of Dreyer. And he pointed out that he's Makarov's father, and that he is Loxus's great grandfather. And he points out though, why didn't Makarov tell him about him in the first place? Even I tend to wonder that myself. He's like, oh, I'm related to one of the founders of Fairy Tail. From his perspective, that's awesome. The fact he's related to one of the founders of Fairy Tail. Yeah, and I should point out the founders of Fairy Tail, only one is still actually alive. And that's, well, the one that was turned into a tree. Woodrow, I think his name is. Warren. Yeah, Warren. Not Warren. The one that's basically a tree now. He's the only founder of Fairy Tail still alive. Because Mavis is kind of dead. Yep. And that gives basically Loxus the courage to beat Wall while he's using enchantment from Freed. Yep. Of course, the reason why he basically decided to take on Wall himself because, well, he put Fire Lage in the hospital. Yep. And then we cut to the fight between Sherry, Wendy, Carla against the Moria, which they take on in the Silent World. And it looked like that what she was going to do is that she's in the silent time. This world where time has stopped, and she's apparently the only one who's moving. And she basically follows with Wendy, she just squeezed her cheeks, move her hair, and she was going to get this. She was going to basically embarrass her by stripping her naked, or at least try to, like she tried to do with Sherry, and which did do the Kagura. Of course, we also have in this episode the return of at least two characters. One, of course, in another battle, you see Urza and Kagura taking out a bunch of soldiers while trying to get to wherever they're going to. And they run into Jalal, the leader of Crime Sorcier. And in another battle, we have Gray, Leon, and Juvia taking out a bunch of soldiers from Alvarez. And then all of a sudden, Melody shows up. And Leon is like, she's cute. Which possibly means he might hook up with her. Why not? I mean, she's close to his age, so it's not exactly inappropriate. Unlike Sherry, who is actually the cousin of the woman who actually was in love with him. Yeah, then, of course, she married the guy from Blue Pegasus. Mm-hmm. Yep. And what's going on with the battle between Drea, somehow it looks like she's about to slice, almost decapitate Wendy, and then she's freed from her sort of time stoppage. Her, Sherry, and Carla are freed. And it's all because Altair shows up, and she is in this time world. Even though last time anybody saw this woman, she was turned into an old lady. As for, she says that she's no longer part of the world of living, and she's stuck here. The episode does not properly explain that. It's okay, she's here, she just decided to go here for some reason, and that's that. Not much else to it. Yeah. And of course, then, because Demir basically, well, it looked like she's about to be defeated, and she unlocks a special form where she unlocks Kronos, the god of time. I'm thinking Kronos. When I think of Kronos, I think of the father of Zeus, the guy who's a Titan. As for the whole thing of god of time, I don't necessarily know about the god of time at all. I mean, I know about Greek mythology, but god of time, I never particularly heard of the god of time. Apparently, she got her hands on it, and in this one, it looks like she's almost completely naked. Like, with the exception of her coming with this special paint that covers her entire body, head to toe. And Altair is like, the only way to beat, of course, not Sherry. Now, Carla has this foresight ability to basically look in the future, and looked like in her future that Wendy was about to be shot with a finger beam, and she pushes, basically, and she gets that vision, and she pushes Wendy out of the way, and she gets hit in the belly. Basically, she's unconscious, and she gets basically taken out, and basically she's put back in the whole time stoppage thing. And of course, Altair tells Wendy and Sherry the only way to beat her is to lock their special potential power that they can only use once and never again. Called Third Origin, they can use with this her special orb that she's basically held her side the whole episode, and also she's cracking. Yeah, once time resumes, she'll disappear, but she's still connected to this world somehow. I would not be surprised though if Wendy got back later after beating Gamora if somehow she basically embarrassed her by trying to strip her naked as well. I wouldn't be surprised about that, but yeah. Of course, you also have this little bit moment where you have where Lucy is at Natsu's bedside. Of course, Natsu's unconscious, and of course, there's a flashback to a few episodes back when Zareth is partially explaining Natsu's backstory of basically where he came from. And of course, Lucy feeling the power of Chronos of Time. And yeah, but next week's episode is going to be awesome because Natsu is going to be woken up out of his coma. And of course, we have Jacob going to be attacking the Fairy Tail Guildhall next episode, which this is going to be really interesting. Which makes it the first anime I've seen in quite a while where the home of the main characters of the series gets attacked by the bad guys of the series. The only times I think this has happened, it's happened twice in the Naruto franchise. Well, one in the main original series, and of course, once in Shippuden. Let's see. I know this has kind of happened in Bleach a few times. Mostly the Soul Side keeps getting attacked. But, oh yeah, and also the real world is also Bleach. Just having Bleach. One Piece, not necessarily, even though the ship has been attacked by Navy frequently, but it's not like a full-blown attack on their home. Or at least on basically one location. Now, like, of course, they're on a vehicle, so it doesn't really count. So, not many series I've seen like this, but I'm looking forward to next week's episode because it's going to be exciting because Natsu's going to be back. Yep, had to be in coma for the past couple episodes, and now she's going to be waking up out of his coma. Hopefully, Brandy should start doing something in the next couple episodes. I hope so. I really hope so. Because she's just a good character, and she is featured in the current stuff, but she hasn't featured that much in Century Quest. She's featured in roughly about 2 or 3 chapters, and they do mention what happens in Speaker 12 after this, but I'm not going to spoil that here. I might eventually, when I get a chance to do a review of the Century Quest series. Yeah, but otherwise that's really it for this particular review. I have no other videos planned for today. In the case of tomorrow, I do have one video planned for tomorrow, and that's a review newest episode of Ace Attorney. Aside from that, I may be able to do a review of the Season 14 Case Closed, but who knows? Who knows? Okay? But do see you next review. Bye.